OMG, OMG, get ready to lose your minds. We've been hoping, praying, tweeting, asking that the studio heads would finally give us what we've always wanted out of one of the most manly and iconic action franchises. That's right, finally, the new Terminator movie will have 0 men as main characters. There are fans that wanted that, right? Right? New photo and cast list, it appears that men have been terminated from James Cameron's iconic action series. And by iconic, I mean Terminator 1 and 2. Almost all others should be erased from history. And though Terminator 1 set the bar high, apparently Terminator has lowered the bar when it comes to women by never having strong female characters, which is why we have to intentionally remove men from the new movie. Of course, you'd have to also intentionally forget Sarah Connor in Terminator 1 and 2, the actual villain from Terminator 3, the TX, the entire premise of the Sarah Connor Chronicles where Cersei Lannister plays the lead and Summer Glau plays the actual Terminator, and don't get me started on Terminator Genesis where Khaleesi, the mother of dragons, plays the lead. So if it's not about discriminating and downplaying strong women in the movies, why do this? Why the push? Did the fans want it? I mean, what fan didn't want to include one of the most bloody action-packed franchises ever with Sex in the City? I mean, clearly that's what every fan has been clamoring on about. You know, not getting rid of the PG-13 downplayed storyline, but rather going back to the original T1 and T2. That's not what they wanted, right? Well, fortunately, we don't need a time machine to go back in time and see why these critics and studios are making this push. Because the web address link in this original article tells us all we need to know. Because it appears this article from The Hollywood Reporter had to change its original title. Because in the web link it clearly reads, quote, "Rejoice, the Terminator image doesn't include any men." Yeah, it seems like the actual motivation for doing this is pretty clear. Identity politics and third wave feminists wanted this to happen. Meaning we don't like men, they're oppressors, and thus we need to oppress them out of this movie. And that is why I have a problem with them doing this with this movie. It's not to improve the story. It's not to create great new characters. And it's certainly not to be inventive and create something new for yourself. I actually loved Sarah Glau as the Terminator in the Sarah Connor Chronicles TV series. And growing up on Terminator 1 and 2, I loved Sarah Connor. There have always been and are great characters of all stripes. But now this disease of identity politics and oppressed versus the oppressive narrative is being pushed, this is what we get. And here's the thing, if you want to make an agenda movie, great, go do it. But have the stones to not build it on the back of fans and the franchise they grew up with. Have the courage to actually make an original story. Quit trying to erase characters and spit in the face of fans that grew up and loved the way the original stories were told. And if you're so sure that you're right, if you're so sure that the audience wants this kind of movie, make a new female action robot movie. Because if you were sure, if you knew that your story was good, that people would love it, you wouldn't cowardly wrap up and disguise your ideology and intent with the success of the past. I'm Ben Davies, this is Pure Hollywood. Did you enjoy that video? Of course you enjoyed that video. So now you need to become a premium member to the Rebel. That way you have first access to Pure Hollywood and the entire Rebel lineup.